know, him being undefeated, suffering his first loss. I didn't think he was going to retire. I thought in the 8th round, he got him out of there in the 6th, but he retired.
Nigga, you's a bitch!
From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets. Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy, drpgngm, praise God to get money, man. Y'all know what it is. Back for another YouTube video. Banger, man. Yes, sir, man. Lion Gang, you know what it is, man. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. Hey, yes, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button right out the gate. I'm at your neck with it, man. Hit that subscribe button because, yes, it's a brand new channel. It's focused on the niche of the sports, entertainment, everything current events. You know, engineers to the streets. That's what we're bringing it to you now. You know, I'm keeping my other channel, drpgngm, is my main gaming channel. So, yes, make it a little bit easier for y'all to keep up with me and, you know what I'm saying, tune into what y'all want, man. But enough of that being said, man. Y'all know what it is, man. We here to talk about the day after the big fight, man. It was a phenomenal card. I enjoyed all the fights, every single fight I enjoyed. You know, somehow I was a little disappointed, but not disappointed, not though, a little surprised. I was a little surprised some of the endings and stuff like that. But as far as the outcomes, I think we predicted every single one right. So y'all got to tune in with us. But we were a little, we were slightly off with some of the round. How the rounds ended and stuff like that. But as far as the totality of the night, we predicted every one correct from the last video, so go check it out, man. First off, we gonna start off with you see right there, man, Big Floyd Money Mayweather, man, the TMT, the money team, and their young boy Jermall, man. Jermall Moton, this is, I believe, it was a second pro fight. He came out and knocked out Hunter, you know what I'm saying, knocked him out, got him out of there real fast.
He just hit me twice. Yes he did.
You know, that's what he does. You know, he's like they're coining him as the next Tank Davis for the money team. The young man looks good. It's really hard to gauge some of these things though as well because no offense to Hunter or any of the other opponents. I can't remember the other guy's name that Jermall fought, but not saying that they're inconsequential, but a lot of times that they're looked upon as jobbers. You just come in and get that work done to them, you know, to make the main star look good, the up and comer look good. But still, man, there's no some people have lost their first fight. Some people have lost their second fights. As Bernard Hopkins, and he came back and he handled that well and he bounced back and you know what I'm saying, and you know, regrouped and he came back and went on a what I still believe Bernard Hopkins has a record for the most title defenses at middleweight division. So, you know, the people do suffer hiccups now. So it's not just a given, you know, the people come to fight. So shout out to Jermall, man. He looked good. A young bull doing his thing, man. Money team, like, they're steering him in the right direction. They got another up and comer, man, young protege, man. So I think he's got a young protege of Floyd Mayweather, you know, boxing phenom in the works, man. So shout out to him. Yes, sir. We saw that yesterday as well, man. And we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb,
Just, you know, we gonna go down the line, man. Next up, we got Matias versus Ergashev. Remember when I said that I was a little disappointed? It's not that I was, like I said, I wasn't disappointed, but I was a little surprised, man. I guess I gave Ergashev a little bit too much credit, not because he lost or lost a lot. Like I said, we thought Matias was gonna win. I think Matias only has one loss, but Ergashev, he was undefeated. You know, him being undefeated, suffering his first loss, I didn't think he was going to retire. You know what I'm saying? I thought Matias was going to get him out of there. I thought in the 8th round, he got him out of there in the 6th, but he retired.
Nigga, you's a bitch!
I did not see that coming because Ergashev was showing a lot of bravado, which is what you want to do. You know, you want to sell the fight. You want to get people intrigued with the fight, interested in the fight, you know, so you want to boister themselves and turn up for him. But he had me fooled with that bravado. You know what I'm talking about? I think he went a little, he was a little over the top a little bit, you know, trying to fight the man Matias. Matias was real reserved during the weigh-in and stuff like that. So, yeah, I was a little shocked that Ergashev would retire in the 6th round at that, you know. But he put up a good fight while it lasted, you know. I think Matias just, hey, man, that Boricua power, man. Put that little Puerto Rican power to him, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Matias, man. That was a great showing, man. 6th round knockout in favor of Matias. He's looking good, man. Looking powerful, man. Put it on for Puerto Rico, you know what I'm saying? That was dope, man. We love it. We love to see it, man. Next up, man, you know, now this is what we got. They called it the co-main event, which ain't really a co-main. You know, usually when they say a co-main event, it's just that it's another known fighter. We know what the headliner was. You know, the headliner, of course, is the younger Benavidez versus Demetrius Andrade. But This is still a interesting fight. You know, this is still a great matchup, marquee matchup, because both the fighters are known. You know, Jose Benavidez, he had some cinematic representation and experience in the movies. I think he was in Creed. Was it Creed 3? Creed 2? Yeah, he was in one of the Creeds. Yeah, Creed 3, I think. And you know, so you got Creed 2. You know what I'm talking about. He was in the Creed movie, dang it. You know what I'm talking about. So Jose Benavidez, he's the older Benavidez, older brother of David Benavidez, and you know, he put on the show, man. Dude's a warrior, man. I'm a warrior. You never take nothing from him, man. You never take nothing from him. And he's going against Charlo, who's a bigger guy. You know, and then he even hedged his bet a bit because he missed weight twice and he came in even bigger. So he was already a bigger man and came in bigger.
These biscuits.
It was colossal, but not joking. He wasn't colossal, but he was still bigger man. Not to take anything away from Charlo, because he had his layoff. You know, he had his mental issues, personal issues, you know, with his family affairs and stuff like that, internal affairs, if you will. But yeah, I feel like I didn't really like that, to be honest. You know, like in the last video, like I said, I don't really like what fighters. It was already a catch weight. You already implemented the catch weight, and then you removed the belt. The belts weren't on the line. So as far as danger goes, as far as losing your belts and being a belt holder, that was inconsequential because it wasn't a 160-pound fight. It was 163, and then you still couldn't even. Whether you want to call it dedication, whether you want to call it being unprepared, whether you want to call it hedging your bets and taking advantage of you being the bigger man and you know, trying to implement an advantage and put Jose Benavidez even more of a disadvantage by coming in bigger than the already smaller man. So I think that's what it more so was. He just wanted to be a little bit more comfortable and make sure that after that layoff that he could really put it away, and that's what he did. I think he just implemented his size. But Jose Benavidez is a game fighter. He's a great fighter. The reason why people were a little gave him as much of a chance. I feel like the boxing savant and the real boxing connoisseurs and purists, we already knew that Charlo should win. However, you know what I'm saying, you cannot just disregard the mental impact that can have on you or whatever his personal issues were, because if he wasn't focused, he's not going to beat Jose Benavidez. So shout out to Charlo for you know, so I got to give a big salute to that, because like I say, Jose Benavidez is definitely a warrior, so you definitely get credit for that, man. It's just, you know, he's a smaller man. That's undeniable.
Let me at him. Let me at him.
He's a smaller man, and he looked like a smaller man trying to come up, and he was game and he fought though. So shout out to Benavidez for fighting, and for still continuing with the fight, even though they implemented a tax. They definitely taxed him.
I tax your last again. I don't give.
I'm talking about as they should. They implemented the tax for every single pound that he was over for the fight to continue. But you know, I'm not gonna lie, if it was me and I was Benavidez Senior, Jose Benavidez Senior, I probably wouldn't let my son go out there. But at the same time, I got to respect my son as well, and he's a warrior. So shout out to him for having the fight. I enjoyed it. It was dope, man. We were right about this. We said Charlo was going to win, but I thought it was going to be a 9th round stoppage. But yeah, it went the distance. It was only 10 rounds. Like I said, it wasn't a championship fight, so it was 10 rounds. Yeah, man. So it was a good fight, man. I'm glad I caught that. It was definitely good, man. We like I said, the majority of us knew how that was gonna go, and it played out exactly like that. So you know, Charlo got his rounds in, and Jose Benavidez put on a good showing. But I think Benavidez, he has to go back to the drawing board and really determine what he wants to do, because he's been on a little. He won his last fight, but you know, he lost to Danny Garcia, he lost to Terrence Crawford, and now he lost to Charlo. So he got to go back and make sure that this is what he wants to do and see, which I know is what he wants to do, but make sure that he could, you know, maybe not give up so much, you know. Cause I think sometimes he's coming in and it's hard for him to make the weight, and you know, because he's too big, and then now, you know, it's hard for him to make the weight because he's too small. So it's like, you know, try to find somewhere that's comfortable for you, man, and chill there and do your thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But let's move forward, man. The last one of the night, baby. Yes, sir. The main event, the headliner, man. We got Demetrius Andrade going against David El Bandera Roja. You know what I'm saying? Benavidez, the red flag, you know, aka the Mexican monster, coined by Mike Tyson, aka what they call him, the weight bully, aka I'm just whipping ass. That's all he doing, man. Shout out to the young bull, man. David Benavidez, man. He always looks impressive, and this night was no different, man. But I want to say this, man. For all those people talking down on Andre, man, y'all get off that man Andre, man. Yes, he's a lesser known fighter. And yes, he claimed that a lot of people been ducking him, but there's some truth to it. Now, if you want to say that he's ducked Jenebek or whatever his name is, whatever, he's been calling out Canelo, no fight. He been calling out Triple G, no fight. He called out Charlo, no fight. He had Billy Joe Saunders. I even see some stupid person talking about it was his fault he didn't get the fight.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Billy Joe Saunders got caught for PEDs and stimulants.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
He was cheating. Usage of banned substances. How can you put that on Demetrius Andrade? Now, he did go a long time. I will capitulate that. I will admit that, you know. He did go a long time without having a real challenger. His resume is pretty much relatively unknown fighters opposition. He did beat Vanis Matarozen, which I believe he gave him his first loss. And Vanis Matarozen, I don't know how old school you are, but he was a good fighter, man. Armenian American dude. He was a good fighter, good strong fighter, man. So that's no slouch, man. Y'all better chill on Boo Boo, man. He came and why I say chill on him too? He came in the fight, bro. He took the fight right to Andrade. I mean, sorry, he is Andrade. He took the fight right to Benavidez. He tried to mix it up, man. Tried to use his slickness. He tried to use his awkwardness, his orthodox boxing style. And I was really impressed, man. I was really happy with the fight. It wasn't boring. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody, for the most part, if you really know boxing, we had Benavidez to win because Andrade was unproven, you know. But to say like, oh, Andrade didn't have a chance, yeah, that's disingenuous. He definitely had a chance, and he proved that, man. And like I said, he came to fight, unlike Jermall Charlo against Canelo, unlike Edwin De Los Santos against Shakur Stevenson. Now, if you want to say, oh, Jermall Charlo felt Canelo's power, yeah, of course. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be cautious, but at the same time, don't act like Andrade didn't come and bring the fight, man. He really tried. He went in there, man, and I thought it was dope, man. I'm still annoyed about the Jermall Charlo lack of effort, man. That joke against Canelo because it wasn't really interested at all. You know, of course, you still got to tip your hat off to him for surviving against Canelo and stuff like that, and at least he didn't get knocked out. But at the same time, there's no... It didn't even seem like he took the risk or even had the belief in himself that he could beat Canelo like past the second round. You know what I'm saying? So I was just pointing to that. And then of course with Edwin De Los Santos, a lot of people saying, "Oh, Shakur was born." We're on Shakur's head because, as I said in the previous video, we're on Shakur's head because we expect Shakur to be the next boxing great. So we're going to be hard on Shakur. And Shakur's fight, it was boring. Yes, that's Shakur's fault. However, Edwin De Los Santos, you got to step on the gas. You're the challenger in this outfit. You got to bring the fight to him. You can say, oh, he ran all this, man. It's a square circle, baby. You can only run so much. So Edwin De Los Santos, you got beat by an injured, one-handed fighter.
Know your fucking place, trash.
Shame on you. You know what I'm saying? So you look bad too. So the way that people talking like, oh, Shakur Stevenson look bad. It was, hey, they both look bad, but at least Shakur won. There's no doubt that Shakur Stevenson won. Anyone with one hand. But that fight was boring. I ain't gonna angle. You know, I like Shakur Stevenson, but we're not gonna hold no punches like they did. We gonna let them hold the punches. Because they did a very good job at that. You know what I'm talking about? That was bullshit. But he still won, you know, and he won injured. So yeah, I think Shakur Stevenson needed to come back harder. But like I said, Demetrius Andrade was not that, man. He was a game fighter, a warrior, came to fight. David Benavidez, David Benavidez was a bigger man by like 3 or 4 inches. You know, he's 6'2". Andrade, this is only a second fight at 168. I wish he would have had a couple more fights at 168, got his footing. But like I said, man, you know, he's 35 years old.
Damn. I'm sorry.
And yeah, he's probably just he just wants that big fight, man. And you know, because the other fights, for whatever reason, whatever you want to say, he didn't go after hard enough. It could be some background things with like the purse, you know, say the percentage split, you know, the monetary value, what he wanted and what they're willing to give him. But at the end of the day, we know that he didn't get Triple G, he didn't get Canelo, he didn't get Charlo, all these fighters he was calling out, he didn't even get Billy Joe Saunders. So, you know, he finally got a fight, and it is what it is, man. I think Demetrius Andrade still looks like a dangerous fighter. There's nothing disappointing from him by far. The only thing I will say, I thought that I called Benavidez in the 9th round knockout or 10th round knockout. It didn't last that long. I think it was a 6th round, similar to Ergashev. But I don't think Boo Boo quit. You know, I think it's his corner. I mean, we saw it, right? If you saw the fight, his corner called in. Shout out to the corner as well to protect their fighter because it wasn't going to get any better. Yeah, Benavidez walked him down a little earlier than I thought. But he tried to, you know, Andre came in there the first round, tried to smother him, show him some angles. And I thought he did a good job, man. Good game fighter. I think his stock goes up, but his stock goes up from a fan aspect. I think people are still going to avoid him, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see how it goes, man. I think you should probably, in my opinion, you should probably go back to 160 or maybe get some other fights at 168. But yeah, man, so I thought it was a great fight, man. Shout out to both fighters, man. Andre, you did your thing, you know, and yeah, man, I think we all knew that we all thought the Benavidez was gonna win, but Andre definitely had a chance, and he showed that. He showed why we thought he had a chance. But I will say this, man, we definitely need to see Canelo versus the Mexican Monster, man. We need to see old Cinnamon come out the closet. come out from hiding and hit these streets, get off the porch, come fight this man David Benavidez. Now, I will say this, man. A lot of people saying, oh, David Benavidez should move up to 175 and fight Bivol, fight Beterbiev. No, the hell he shouldn't. Am I the only person that doesn't think that? Like, I'm not saying that he shouldn't eventually, but Benavidez, you do not move up until you ensure with all certainty that you can no longer get the Canelo fight. You can no longer get the Charlo fight, because Charlo brought up his name. Jermall Charlo, the bigger Charlo, the one that just beat up his brother. He brought up his name. And you make sure that you can't get even David Morrell. Hell, even try to get Caleb Plant too. That was a good fight. I'll watch that again. But if you lose up to 175, do we forget how Canelo and Bivol happened? What transpired between Canelo and Bivol? So you tell me, if Canelo doesn't want to fight Benavidez now, that's what people are saying, right? Which I'm not gonna lie. Right now, if I had to put money on it, I have Canelo winning. I think it'll be a very close fight, but I have Canelo winning just because of his experience and his skill, his intelligence in the ring, and I think he would once again show us his skill, you know. But I will say this: when he went and fought Bivol at 175, what happened? Are we gonna say that Bivol looked more skilled than Canelo? Did he look like he was overwhelmed from a talent standpoint? No, he just looked like he was literally the smaller guy, which he was. So if Benavidez moves up to 175, why do you think that Canelo will want to fight him then? It's like you definitely not getting the Canelo fight now, especially if he wins. If he looks good at 175, which we think he will, I think David Benavidez will look very good at 175. But if he does that and he looks like that's where he's supposed to be, why the hell would Canelo fight him then? That makes no sense. So, like I said, of course we want to see Benavidez eventually move up, but I don't think we should rush that because, you know, if he goes up there, the only way that he can get a Canelo fight, if he moves up to 175, if he goes up there and gets slaughtered. That's the only way Canelo will fight Benavidez, you know what I'm saying? And if he gets slaughtered, people might not even want it anymore. So, I think that we need to slow down, let Benavidez, you know, he's only 26. I know Canelo, what, 32, 33?
Damn. I'm sorry.
So, we want to see this fight imminently. So hopefully we get that, but I don't think that he should rush up to 175 until he has for certain made sure that he can no longer get the Canelo fight, he can no longer get the Caleb Plant fight, Jermall Charlo fight, or the David Morrell fight. Even David Morrell, he's an up-and-comer, so he's not really, you know, he's kind of far off the radar, but you know what I'm saying? I really think he has some other intriguing fights is damn. Some intriguing fights and matchups. I was gonna say matches and mixed fights and matches. I said fightses, but yeah, he has some intriguing fights and matches that he can still make at 168. And yeah, but don't get me wrong, I love to see him in Beterbiev. I love to see him in Bivol. But you know what I'm saying? I love to see it all. But there's no shit that I've been hearing that Benavidez should surely move up to 175. Nah, man, make sure you get that Canelo fight because that's what we all want to see. You know what I'm saying? For the raza. You know what I'm talking about? Hold it down. We want to see the Mexican standoff, if you will, man. Because I definitely think that Canelo is one of the best of his generation, along with Terrence Crawford. You know, Andre Ward's not active, but along with Andre Ward and all of those gentlemen right there, man, they're generational talents. And I think Benavidez can stake his claim, and I think that in order to do that, him and Canelo need to fight, and Canelo, or it also for his legacy, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people have some questions about him and Erzlandi Lara. You know, some people say that he got off with that, and you know, some other things that hiccups they say. But in my opinion, Canelo is one of the best. I love Canelo. And I would have Canelo winning over Benavidez right now. I think Canelo will implement a game plan to overcome, because I don't, despite contrary to popular belief, I don't think Benavidez really offers, outside of his frame, outside of being 6'2" and being strong, I don't really think he offers too much more that Canelo hasn't seen before. But David Benavidez, like you say, he has belief in his chin. He's an up-and-comer. I think he's a very strong fighter, strong warrior, so he's definitely going to be game. I think that's the danger right there with that 6'2" frame and his strong and his sturdiness. But, like, I mean, is he stronger than Kovalev? I don't know. Canelo, is he stronger than Golovkin? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if Canelo facing Benavidez will see anything that he hasn't seen before. However, it's definitely gonna be a challenge, and I have right now at this moment I have Canelo winning in a very close fight. But would I be shocked if Benavidez won? Heck no, because Benavidez is a very capable fighter, man. But yeah, I appreciate y'all rocking me as always. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let me know what y'all think, man. Am I triple? Who y'all have? Benavidez versus Canelo. It's gonna be a great fight. Shout out to both warriors. Shout out to everybody on that card last night, man. I had a great time. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Engineers to the Streets, man, bring y'all that sweet intelligent analysis, man, in all boxing news, sports news, basketball, everything, man. Y'all tap in with your boy. Peace. Go check out the YouTube. Consider being a YouTube member, because I'm going to be dropping the full episode, but it's only going to be accessible to YouTube members. and those that are on the Patreon. So you can check in the video in the description of the video. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, think about subscribing, help your boy out, man. Show your boy some love. You appreciate the episodes and stuff like that. Also hit us up on the email engineearstothestreetz@gmail.com with all your comments, and we'll definitely address those in the next episode. I'll be happy to, man. All your critiques, things that you agree with, things you disagree with. Yeah. So from the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze, but we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.